What is going on, YouTube? My name is Cole Burley, and today I'm joined by JB. We are both really big fans of Berserk, and recently I've been trying to get some people into it, and I started watching bad reviews, and I came across this one. The worst review of anything I've ever seen in my life, and now I'm going to subject JB to it. What do you think, buddy? You don't gotta get that close to me. This shit is gonna be mid, bro. I can already tell you. So let's just hop out the way and go ahead and talk about this video. This is called Rant. Berserk and its fan base are weird and cringy. Berserk is overrated. By Triggered Senpai. I've already watched this video before. I think it's the fucking stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I plan to tell you why with my friend JB. So yeah.
Warning. This video contains a random guy trashing your favorite anime or manga. So if you're one of those sensitive people that get butthurt over other people's opinions, then I advise you to click off this video and go find you something a little bit more tolerable, alright?
Do you hear the pure smarm and assholishness? This is his intro for every video that he makes like this. That shit is mid. It's immediate hater energy, like off rip. How the fuck you gonna be a hater on like day one, bro?
But yeah, from this point on, I will be trashing your favorite anime or manga. So
Poorly.
yeah, you can't say I didn't warn you so, alright? So without further ado, let's start the video.
So another big problem I have with this video, and I think you'll agree, is that he says mainly the Black Swordsman arc in the Golden Age, but I doubt he's actually read anything else other than Black Swordsman and Golden Age. Just watch the.
I bet you.
Yeah, and that's what I think too. I feel like, oh my god.
Just to make a weird video.
Yeah, this video seems like a shock value video.
Berserk is considered to be one of the greatest anime series, if not
Wrong! Fuck off. Who do you think Berserk is one of the greatest anime series of all time? No, nobody thinks that shit is the greatest anime series of all time. People think it's the greatest manga series of all time because it has some of the best world building, art, characters, you name it, it's probably got some of the best. JB doesn't entirely agree, but that's okay. We don't gotta agree on everything.
the greatest anime series of all time and is well received by a lot of people. I've recently gotten into Berserk, both the anime and the manga, the 1990s anime to be a little bit more specific, because I had a lot of people recommending it to me, saying that it's top tier storytelling and all this other goofy shit.
That's not goofy shit, that's just true. For real.
But I'm not even gonna lie, bro, after consuming large amounts of Berserk, that shit is kinda weird. Nah, not even kinda.
Do you wanna take this one, JB?
You're weird.
Yes, that shit is fucking weird. Of course it's fucking weird. It's a motherfucking manga, bitch. Most manga is weird. Get over it. Is it a little weirder than others? Sure, yeah.
Berserk is fucking weird. Like, it's one of those weird ass series where you can't even read it in public or even watch it while you're in the same house as someone else, because God forbid someone walks past you and look down at what you're reading, or God forbid someone comes in your room trying to ask you a question and they just look up at the TV screen and see what you're watching. Bro, this is what they're gonna think to themselves. What the fuck is this weird ass nigga watching? Like,
Excuse me? That's most anime, bruh. That's a fucking common ass complaint about most anime, that shit, like, you couldn't watch that shit around other people. Shut the fuck up. Like, you can put Dragon Ball in front of some people and they say that shit is weird. I just feel like this opinion of like you couldn't watch this shit in front of other motherfuckers. Yeah, I probably wouldn't watch this shit with the homies. That's kind of a weird scenario to be in, but like, at the same time, you can say that about a lot of other shows too. Exactly. Like, it's not something that, like, unless, like, I may be trying to put someone on, but I'm gonna show them like Black Swordsman. Yeah, and like, it's a man fucking a little boy. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's drawn like niggas who draw that. Now look, I will say that.
Katara Miura had a little weird in him, but like he used that weird to make a great ass story. Exactly. It's fucking important to the story at that.
Like, they're gonna see Gus getting his booty cheeks clapped. They're gonna see Casca getting raped. They're gonna see all types.
Another one of the most important moments of the fucking story.
I don't care what he says, bro. This is fucked up, 100%. But him, I ain't going too crazy. But he did do something crazy to them.
Who, Wild? Oh no, Wild. Yeah, Wild is a fucking. But
after he did this to her, he just like put her under a spear.
Yeah.
And just like chucked her.
That's
pretty savage.
It was some savage shit, but also he's a fucking villain.
I never peeped this.
You never peeped the shit in the back?
You the dude in the back going
Bro, this guy going crazy right here, dog. God. But still, like, this is a fucking villain's actions. You're talking about a villain's actions. Like, it's oh my God.
Types of rape part. They gonna see all types of weirdo shit. They gonna see Griffith running around playing splashy water with Gus while he's butt ass naked. Like, Berserk is just full.
No, that shit is a little weird. It's gay. I think Griffith is gay, literally gay, and I think that's okay because I think it makes him a better villain. I think him actually liking Guts makes him a better villain. For real. See, like it's not universally agreed upon, but at the same time, like that's kind of an L take that just because like one of the characters might be gay, it's a question that he's gay. I mean, he does some pretty gay shit, don't get it twisted. But like the fact that like Griffith, the possibility that he's gay is enough for you to think that it's a problem is crazy to me.
Of questionable weirdo shit, all right? Like, and I know there's gonna be people out there saying, oh, you're just not mature enough to consume this type of content. This takes place in the dark ages. This happens all the time. Like, I have a question for those.
Yes, the dark ages are I'm not saying they're a good excuse, but it makes sense that this shit would have happened in the dark ages. Crazy shit was fucking going on. You tripping. Know your history.
People, like, you do realize those things still happen to this day, right? Like, I don't give a fuck where this shit takes place. Weirdo shit is weirdo shit. Like, how the fuck do you justify pedophilia, bestiality, incest, rape? Like, it's fucking crazy how—
Who the fuck is justifying any of that shit? Where the fuck in the manga is that shit justified? Adult, but that's not even.
Adult attack, man. Only the real ones know.
Only the real ones know about adult attack. But like, none of that shit is fucking looked at in a positive light at all. None of it. Not even like none of it. None of the stuff that he just mentioned.
Them little kids thought it was positive. They thought it was positive.
Them little kids did, but them little kids were demons. Literal demons.
They thought it was positive.
They were sex positive.
how far some of you Berserk fans will go to protect this weird ass series and then try to make people like me who complain about these things look fucking crazy by saying, oh, you're too immature to consume this type of content, go and read your little kiddie books and shit. No, it has nothing to do with me being immature. It has everything to do with me not wanting to read weird shit. And
one of the most immature fucking replies I've ever heard to that shit ever.
Why are you reading?
Exactly, bruh. If you don't fuck with it, just stop reading it. It seems like you did.
Bro, you saw the first page. You know you saw that first page.
You knew what you were getting into.
You got bricked. You saw guts in them guts. You got bricked. You was like, yo, this shit bust. You was like, yo, this man crazy, bro. And then you kept reading. Then you kept reading. Then you was like, oh my god, somebody's getting raped. This is weird. You're a bitch.
Since when does being mature includes a person having to consume weird shit? Like last time I checked, being mature includes you paying bills, you getting your own house and getting out of your mom and dad's fucking basement, getting your own car, getting a great paying and stable job. Like those things are what make you mature, alright? Not fucking Berserk and those weird ass scenes where they have a horse trying to rape a girl. But of course,
Why are you comparing a manga to real life?
Also, I don't think you understand what they mean by maturity, dog. Like they're talking about mental maturity, not your like
Actions.
yeah. Nah, they're talking about your thoughts, dummy. The fuck are you thinking about?
You know what? R.I.P. brother. I gotta smoke.
Smoke that man. It's at this point I'd like to stop the video and say we do not condone any underage smoking or drinking of any kind. Please only drink and smoke where it is legal of legal age. Don't drink and drive. Stay in school. Don't do drugs, kids. Thank you very much.
You smoking on you. You.
according to Berserk fans, if I can't consume this type of content, then I'm not mature. Yeah, that's right.
No Berserk fan is ever going to tell you that because you don't want to read Berserk, that you're not mature. Nobody.
I'll tell you that.
I will.
I'll tell you that.
But
You a little boy. You little boy. You little boy.
People, despite me paying bills, despite me having my own house, my own car, and having a great paying job, despite me
and you still a bitch. And you still a bitch. Like what? What the fuck are you talking about?
Bro is bragging about his house and shit when he's talking about Berserk.
Like,
What are you on?
having those things and doing responsible, mature shit, yeah, I can't be mature because I can't consume weird ass Berserk where they have Griffith climbing up a tree and forcing himself into an underage girl's room and then raping her, all because he got mad that a buff guy left him. And with the amount of
that shit only happened in the anime like that. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's only anime.
In the manga, that was not a rape. She was down. She was like, "Oh, Griffith."
Even in like the newer anime I watched, she was not like
Stop.
telling him like stop like and rape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's
she
never
was like stopping like a flirty.
yeah.
And then shit I watched. That shit was just I don't know.
No, that's from the '97 anime, bro.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Like, what the fuck, dude? You're making these anime only arguments and acting like you read the fucking book. Bitch, no, you didn't.
And bro, yes, she underage, but that's what they did, bro.
That's part of the fucking point. Is that it's a problem.
That's what they did, bro.
Like,
That's history, bro.
the fuck?
influence that the Berserk series has on the anime industry and this weird ass fan base, it makes so much sense now on why there is so many horny ass anime out here today.
That's a fucking wild thing to think that because Berserk has quote unquote horny moments that it inspired horny anime.
And bro, that's the thing. What's wrong with a horny like shit? Like, not like saying you get raped and start yapping off of it, if you know what I mean. What's wrong with some people?
A little coochie.
Coochie. I don't like the rape shit.
I mean,
But that's supposed to be
I don't
shown
think-
for story.
I don't think anybody explicitly likes that the characters got raped.
Yeah,
But I would never take those moments out of the story.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a part of the story.
Like, they probably looked at Berserk and it was like, oh shit, they got away with that? Hey, let's do our
Again, and he did this earlier too with the fucking the rape horse. He shows the whole thing. Yakum is like freaking the fuck out. Like, what do you mean? This is not viewed as good. This is a pagan orgy. Like, these motherfuckers were tripping on drugs. He's being literally drugged and raped. This is a bad thing, and it's viewed as a bad thing in the story. And you act like they thought that this shit was just horny. What? What?
Own version of this, but let's do the bare minimum and let's see what we can get away with. And that's how shit like Sword Art Online and Chainsaw Man got created. But enough of me shitting on.
You shitting on Chainsaw Man is wild. I know JB don't like it as much as I do, but that manga buzz. And if you think that shit was doing minimal effort, you're fucking tripping. Simple as that.
Berserk and this weird ass fan base, because I can go all day on just how fucking weird the Berserk series is, from a girl fucking a statue and licking it in the process, from an underage girl masturbating to a burning body.
Since when did anybody say that shit was supposed to be looked at like it was good? Her being a pyrophiliac is a problem. In later chapters, they called it a problem. Like, did you read at all? Okay.
He just read that shit for the nudity.
Yeah, like, you didn't read any of this. You just skimmed through that shit.
To an underage girl taking off her clothes and riding Gus's sword and telling Gus to split her in half, to the fucking king getting turned on by Griffith, raping his underage daughter, and then proceeds to go upstairs and try to rape his underage daughter, and she's trying to escape from him, butt-ass naked.
In these panels, do you ever get the feeling that this is supposed to be looked at like it's a good thing? Like, once? Does her screaming in terror, kicking away, fighting, like, is that a fetish for you? Is that what you get away from it? Because if so, I think that speaks more about you than it does about the manga, for real.
And he's trying to force himself on top of her. Yeah, I can get in my fucking bag on just how fucking weird the Berserk series is, but I'm not trying to do that because I'm not trying to make this video longer than what it should be, and that shit just takes way too much editing. So let's go ahead and talk about the characters and the story itself. Now, the Band of Hawks, with the exception of Casca, Griffith, and Guts, are forgettable as fuck, and they
just wait until he says this shit. I know you agree with him on this. I know you agree with him on this. He says this shit, but then he's like, Judo P. Bitch, you remembered him? You remember Judo? Like, what? You remember Rickert? Like, what?
serve no purpose other than to be Griffith's
I wouldn't say they're
bitches
forgettable
and
either.
help Griffith accomplish his dream. There's about 3 people on the Band of Hawks that I remember, and that's the little kid, the guy with the blonde ponytail, and the guy that's jealous of Guts. And the only reason why
Shit on this man for a minute, bro. I know that hurt you.
Nigga, I ain't gonna defend Yamcha because Yamcha a mid character anyway. Not really, but he mid. Don't compare him to Yamcha. There's only one L in Dragon Ball, and that's Yamcha. Don't compare him to Yamcha.
Corcus is nothing like Yamcha.
Yeah, nothing. Bro, let Yamcha be his own L. He got his own death pose, nigga. Corcus ain't got that. He got his own panel where he's about to get his whole head chopped off. That's about it.
His death pose was going straight to them titties.
Yeah, that's his death pose, them titties. Don't compare him to the Yamcha mid. Yamcha mid. Don't compare him to Yamcha, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro. Nobody fucking likes Yamcha, bro. And if you do, I'm sorry. Go back and watch Dragon Ball, bitch.
remember those 3 is because the little kid reminds me of Guts. The guy with the blonde ponytail, I remember him because he's always trying to hook Gus up with Casca.
So he can remember that, but he can't remember the fact that that Judo liked Casca. Tripping.
Guy that's jealous of Guts.
Fuck Casca. If anyone is out there and agrees with me, type down below, fuck Casca. Please.
I don't agree. I'll get when he gets
I
to,
do not like her.
When he gets to shitting on Casca, I will be the one handling that.
I do not like her. She is mid and mid. Midi. I'm about to hit this stage for her midness.
I only remember him because he died the dumbest way you can ever die in the anime series, which is to be a horny ass dweeb. The Band of Hawks.
Bro, the man was in hell. Even in battle, he would say he was dreaming.
Yeah, that's what I said, bro. It's like he thought he was in a fucking dream.
Every time he would get scared, he would think he was dreaming. So of course, the succubus tricked the dumbass.
And also, another thing, she's a succubus. She's probably got some magic shit that lures motherfuckers in.
But the man was in hell. Like, he's seen all these demons and shit. You see a naked girl. Anybody in the right mind is like, why are you naked in hell? And why are you trying to? Why you want me to fuck you? Why want me to chase you? You know, like, the man was getting tricked, man. And he was dreaming in his head. He was dreaming, bro. It don't matter anyway. He's dead.
For the most part, are just tools to build Gus and Griffith's characters. Mainly with Gus specific.
That's kind of true. They are narrative tools that build Guts and Griffith's characters. But to say that's all they are is reductive and just flat out wrong. For real. It's just missing the whole point of Golden Age. Like, if you don't understand that the side characters are important, you did not get the point of Golden Age at all.
Specifically is to make him not feel so isolated in the world because he's pretty much a loner. And with Griffith, well, you know, so he can sacrifice them so he can become one of the members of the God Hand. Gus's character in my...
Nah, what do you want to say? What do you want to say, background motherfucker? Nah, what you geeking on, bitch? Oh, fuck.
My opinion is kind of 50-50. Like, he starts off in the Black Swordsman arc as this super fucking edgelord. It's almost to a point where he's trying too hard to be a badass.
That's the whole fucking point. Is he is trying too hard.
That shit buzz.
It do buzz.
It buzz. It buzz. That's my personal favorite. I ain't gonna lie, but that shit buzz. Bro is down bad, bro.
Literally, like that's literally Guts'
So him acting like a badass probably gave him some, you know.
He also just showed the panels where Guts is like trying to psych himself up. Like, yes, he's trying too hard. What the fuck are you talking about? The whole point is that he's not just some edgy badass who can just, I kill people and I don't give a fuck.
After that, you see him, right?
Like, you literally see him. Oh my god, dude.
He almost made me drop the manga, I'm not even gonna lie, because
to me, him being edgy was just all an act to show that he's a heartless bastard.
Yeah, for real. It's a defense mechanism for the world he's in.
Yeah, he's like, he don't want nobody.
Exactly. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
he was just trying too hard to be this edgelord, not giving a fuck badass that's trying to emulate Batman or some shit. It's like, okay, can I...
You heard the shit that just came out that motherfucker's mouth. You heard that shit. In front of God and everybody. Batman! You're tripping. You're cooked. If you think Guts acts anything like Batman, he acts like a fucking psychopath. Yes. Oh, I have to kill people.
That nigga, how old is Batman?
Batman's in his like 40s. Guts is like 25.
But like how old? Like when did Batman start?
Like when did he start being Batman? In his like 20s, like 25. Oh. In the 60s or 50s. Like no, in the 30s. Batman was in the 30s. Like late 30s, like Superman.
So he still can't get over like there's that long. That's Lord. You know what I'm saying? So you compare to Batman would have committed suicide.
If Batman was in Guts, if Batman, instead of Batman losing his family, if Batman was in the eclipse, he would have been fucking.
Him seeing his family die, imagine that like time 50. With the supernatural and shit.
Where you know you can't stop it.
And he was a little kid. He would have, bro. Bat who? Bat who? He would have joined his family, bro.
He would have died like the rest of them.
I know it's messed up to say, but guess what, bro? Don't compare him to Batman, bro. He low key more badass than Batman.
Ain't no low key. He is. Batman's done some badass shit. As somebody who loves comic books, Batman's done some badass shit. He ain't Guts.
He's not as badass as Guts.
For real. It's just the like Guts.
Not at all.
Guts is fucking just like his atmosphere is badass.
Please get something else from this character. Can I get some layers other than him saying "don't touch me" every 5 fucking seconds? Like he literally took a naked fairy named Puck to make me start like.
He says, "Don't touch me," because what?
How do you know the fairy's naked? Like, what if the fairy just don't have no cock?
So this conversation got a little longer than I would want to have in this video, so I'm just gonna show you the funny thing that happened in the middle of it and get back to the regular stuff. Okay. I think he might have had that at, like early on. This is later. This is like conviction Puck. This is literally he's talking to Isidro. And now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
In Gus's character. Puck will open up Gus's character and make Gus think about certain shit. Like, Puck is definitely a great character and he adds some comic relief to Gus's fake ass Batman persona. Like,
not
he's
even
just
close to fake ass Batman. Please
but
shut
Gus's
the fuck
character,
up.
for the most part, like, how should I put this? He's pretty much Goku. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. Like, without Griffin.
Nah.
As a big fan of Dragon Ball and Goku and the rest, most of the Z fighters, no. I don't think Guts is fighting demons to get stronger.
I don't think that's Guts' whole
I don't
motive.
think that's his whole motivation to fight demons. Yeah, he wants to kill them, but does he fight them for enjoyment? I don't think so.
Maybe you could argue maybe like in Black Swordsman and Conviction he's fighting them for enjoyment because he's like trying to get away from Casca and them.
Revenge is an enjoyment. Like,
Yeah.
That is something you can
But
enjoy.
it's not just like regular enjoyment. Yeah. It's revenge. It's still revenge.
He's not like openly saying like, yo, I want to fight.
My big thing is, so you just don't like revenge stories? So you don't like John Wick movies? Like at all? Guts is a little more in touch with his emotions than Goku is. Not a little, a lot more in touch with his emotions. Bro broke down in the middle of sex. Goku popped out 3 kids almost, bro. Let's go crazy.
Griffith being in Gus's life, Gus is just a dumbass person who just likes to swing his sword. Like,
That's all he knows. He makes that clear when he's,
With Casca.
Yeah, that's all he knows, bro.
I'm glad somebody else sees this bullshit, bro. This shit is fucking stupid.
That's like telling a construction worker to suck my dick. I don't know what the hell I was gonna say.
of course, he has the background story of him joining armies.
Stop doing something they're good at, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
For real, that would be like telling like fucking
Stop playing fight.
Yeah, that'd be like telling fucking Pablo Picasso to stop painting. Like the thing you spent your whole life perfecting, they just want you to stop. Are you fucking stupid?
Shit. You stopped playing Val. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I stopped playing DBMC.
Like, if we just stop doing the shit,
We're good at it.
like, what the fuck are you talking
That's all
about?
he was good at, and that's all he knew.
Him slaying people for money and shit like that. Like, of course he has that background where he's been molested as a kid and shit like that. Like, he has a background story, but as Gus,
Some background story? What the fuck do you think Golden Age is? It's his entire backstory! I think I'm having an aneurysm.
I don't think this video would be too long. I think we're gonna have to stop at the 10.
Nah, we going all the way, bro.
as a character, like his goal and shit, like he necessarily doesn't have one, and he doesn't really have one until Griffith is introduced to his life. And it's not even like he found a real goal.
So you say if we don't see a good point, we should just give up on this motherfucker?
That's our response to it. We should
just give up on this
give
dude.
up, bro. I haven't heard nothing straight yet.
Nothing good. Nothing good. And these are his opening arguments. These are supposed to be his strongest arguments. Yeah, if you can't tell by the length of the video, not only did we not stop, it doesn't get any better. It just doesn't.
Oh, it's more of a revenge quest of anything. Like if you take Griffith.
Yes. Yes. That's exactly what it is. Are you fucking stupid?
His character away from Gus, or hell, not even that. If Gus never met Griffith, what is Gus's goal and what is his character? Like, I know in the Golden Age, he left Griffith's crew so he can go find the gold, but once he did that, he didn't really find.
You're the type of dude to pour the milk in before the cereal. And I'm gonna say it, brother. I'm white. I don't like your kind. My nigga.
Find any goal. He just went to go swing his fucking sword, and I think he even says he likes to just swing his fucking sword. He left the band of hawks, he went to a fucking cabin, and he went to this waterfall where he was training with this little girl who was dropping fucking logs on the waterfall, and then he went to this guy who used to pimp his sword out, and it's like,
All right, Pete, I'm about to talk some mad shit because apparently you know who the fuck Godo is, but you don't know about Godo's whole speech and conviction. And that's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. Like, you literally were half an arc away from Guts' entire character changing almost completely.
like, other than that, he really has no purpose in being in the story other than him liking the fight and him being Griffith's bitch. It's not until he...
The entire story is about Guts.
I do agree on him being Griffith's bitch.
He is Griffith's bitch.
I do agree on that.
But also, him being Griffith's bitch is kind of integral to his character. And that's the whole reason he kind of agrees with Griffith. He is still a bitch, though, for Griffith.
I cannot take that away. I can't. I'm not even trolling.
He meets back up with the band of hawks when Griffith gets captured, that he has a goal. And I know I'm being unfair to Gus's character when I say stuff.
Also, that's cap. Because he had a goal. When he's going to save Griffith, that's not even his main goal at that point anymore. His goal is to live his life with Casca. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? This is after the sex scene. Like, all of that is after the sex scene.
Was that weird too? What did you? Was that weird?
Was the sex scene weird? I think him breaking down in the middle of sex was a little weird. But it's a good scene. It's a great scene.
Like, oh, take Griffith's character away from Gus, and what is Gus's character and what is Gus's goals. Like, I know it's unfair to Guts, but it's Berserk that introduces this whole finding a goal thing with Gus's character, because Gus overhears Griffith spitting game to this underage girl.
How you gonna say this shit's just full of weird shit, but you playing Zelda? which is some weird shit.
Which is some weird shit. And for children.
Yeah.
So maybe you're not mature.
You are playing a game that's ready to eat for everyone, bitch.
Yeah.
Girl, where Griffith says, hey, anyone that's working for me in my dreams, I can't really see them as an equal or even a friend. It's at that point where Gus is like, yo, I need to find a goal, and I need to find a goal.
That is what's called fucking I can't think of the word that means of Aristotle because I suck at words, but it's an Aristotle's tragedy, bro. He didn't know that he had what he fucking wanted, and then he left that shit. He made a fucking mistake, and he realizes it when he comes back, and then the eclipse happens.
So that Griffith can see me as an equal and more importantly as a friend. But all that shit falls flat on his face because once Gus beats Griffith and leaves the band of Hawks to go find his quote-unquote goal, Gus doesn't do anything but go in the middle of fucking nowhere to this cabin just to swing his fucking sword around to cut logs and shit.
See my last point to debunk this bullshittery.
And get his sword pimped out every other day by this fat ass swordsmith. So yeah, Gus's character without Griffith's character being involved with him, kind of fucking sucks, alright? But Gus's character with Griffith's character being involved with him, now that's where we have some good shit, alright? Because it's Griffith's character that fills in all the holes and helps all the negatives in Gus's character, which is why I ultimately believe when Berserk ends, both Gus and
Griffith look kind of. He looked kind of clean in the '97 joint.
He did. Nah, the '90s. I love like.
He looked kind of clean.
I don't want me hating on the fact that he's only watched the anime to belittle the anime. I love that anime. It's a good anime. I would say it's a good anime. I wouldn't say it's a great anime. I'd say the '97 adaptation is a good anime.
So yeah, it's solid.
It's solid.
It's solid.
I wouldn't say that it does the manga as much justice as it could have. I think that none of the adaptations have done it as much justice as they could have. The Golden Age movies tried, but they couldn't do it. They couldn't support it in their own way.
They gotta be a good studio.
Yeah, for real.
and Griffith are going to die because without Griffith's character being attached to Gus's character fucking sucks. But the same can be said about Griffith because
most of the story is of Guts not being around Griffith. 90% of the story is Guts not being around Griffith. What the fuck are you talking about?
Griffith actually has a purpose in the story. He has a background in the goal, and at the beginning of the Golden Age arc, we see him in the process of him trying to achieve that goal. Hell, I'll take it a step further. You could take Gus completely out of Berserk and just make this whole story about Griffith, and the story would still be interesting. To be complete
Cap. Ultimate cap. Unlimited cap. True cappery. Hell fucking no. Griffith's story is a basic bitch boring I just want to be the king story. Griffith is like a shonen hero that'll do whatever he wants to get his goal. For real. That would be the most basic bitch story I've ever seen in my life. Because if Guts wasn't there, the eclipse wouldn't have happened. What the fuck are you talking about?
Completely honest, the only time I really get excited when reading Berserk is when Griffith and the God Hand shows up. Griffith just impacts a lot of shit within the story, and he's clearly the star when it comes to who is the most interesting and most enjoyable character in Berserk. But the
Cap.
I see why he says that. Man.
I can definitely see him being interesting.
Because to me, it's just debatable.
But yeah, that's not. Oh my. Yes, thank you. That is. Griffith. I think Griffith, personality-wise, is intriguing. Do I find him to be the most entertaining to watch? No, I don't. I find Guts to be the most entertaining to watch. I find what Griffith does makes Guts more entertaining to watch. Like, come the fuck on.
You say the story being interesting,
Like, that's
they literally lost because they didn't have.
exactly.
Despite Griffith being the most interesting and most enjoyable character in the series of Berserk, he has a lot of flaws as a character, which causes him to do a lot of weird shit throughout the series.
Because he is humanized. He's a human character. He's supposed to have flaws. Do you want every character in your shit to be Jesus? No. There has to be flaws in your characters.
Every protagonist got flaws.
It's kind of what makes characters is their flaws. You're fucking tripping.
First and foremost, his infatuation with Guts. When Guts first joins the band of Hawks, Griffith calls Guts to the back to have a conversation with him, and when Guts comes to the back, Lord and behold, there's a butt-ass naked Griffith, and from that point on, they talk and they start playing Splashy Water. Now me, I don't want to read no weird shit like that in my manga. I don't want to read a sequence where there's two dudes splashing water on each other, and then one of the dudes is butt-ass.
So because you don't want to read it, that makes it bad? It don't make it bad, it just means it's not your taste.
It is a tad.
It's a tad, it's a weird scene, but it's also supposed to, like, it's one of the few moments that endears you to Griffith. There's like 4 or 5 moments that endear you to Griffith, and that's one of them. You can say that because it's quote unquote gay or whatever, that it's bad, but it's not bad. Fucking what?
That's naked. Like, that's just some shit I don't want to see when I'm reading the manga. But that's not the only thing that's weird about Griffith's infatuation with Guts. Later on in the Golden Age arc, when Guts decides to lead a band of Hawks to go find his goal, Griffith is so fucked up by Guts leaving his crew that he decides to go climb up a tree, hang on a tree branch like on some Batman type shit, force himself into an underage girl's room. I'm talking about Princess Charlotte, who was 17 at the time, and Griffith had to be, what, 23 to 25?
Cap! You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That motherfucker was 18. You're dumb as shit. He's the same age as Guts. Shut the fuck up. Don't got me so angry I'm doing this shit in song. That was just stupid. That was just literally him not knowing and him making shit up. Goofy.
At this time, pretty much, Griffith pulled the EDP and he proceeded to rape Princess Charlotte while thinking about Gus the entire time. Not only that, but he has this iconic moment where he sacrifices the whole band of...
I didn't see no more panels of hers saying no or nothing like that.
I feel like he's taking two things, like two little phrases, and then not looking at the
so he can become one of the god hands. And his reason for doing this is because he was so fixated on his dream of him having his own kingdom that he felt like this was his only opportunity in achieving his dream. So he took the Beharit and made a deal with the god hand.
Beharit. Beharit. Beharit.
He had to do that on purpose. He had to.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way he had.
Ain't no way you fucked that shit up. That
He had to do it.
you had to.
I think we're giving him. I think we lost.
If we are, bruh.
I think we lost.
Nah, if we are, bruh, this is worth it. Somebody's got to call this motherfucker stupid. Because this motherfucker's stupid.
I can't take that. Just play it.
And so he can unite the world into his own kingdom. Also, he was pissed off at Gus and he felt like Gus was the reason why his whole world and dream was falling apart. Which it wasn't, because if it wasn't for Griffith fronting this shit in front of that underage girl, telling her that he didn't see none of his comrades as friends or equal, that he only used them to achieve his dream, if he never said those things, then that means Gus never hears those words come out of his mouth, which means that Gus doesn't lead the band of Hawks, which means that the eclipse never happens. But no, Griffith wanted to be a little bitch and he wanted to flex his shit, and then when shit goes,
And you still think he's the most intriguing character. So you're gonna call out literally every single thing Griffith does for the most part in Golden Age, except for the assassinations, which I'm sure you'd call Guts a bitch for having a part in. But basically everything Griffith does in Golden Age makes him like Stupid, right? But he's the most entertaining character to watch. Why do you like watching dumb people? Maybe because you're dumb.
Left, he want to blame Gus for everything, when all he had to do was just keep it real from the get-go and stop doing all this emotional female shit. He also raped Casca to get back at Guts because he has this huge boner for Guts. Pretty much, Griffith does all this weird ass shit because Gus left him and he wanted to get back at him. All in all, Griffith's character is 50-50 for me. On one side, he fucking sucks because he does a lot of weird shit like rape an underage girl because a dude left him. Also, he has this weird infatuation with Guts that completely ruins the story. But on the other side, he's an
completely ruins the story. Crazy. That's one of the best fucking parts of Golden Age, for real. That's one of the that's what makes their fucking like their like battle against each other so fucking intriguing.
Interesting character because he has an interesting background as well as an interesting motive that moves the
Also, Griffith's backstory is fucking boring. It's super fucking boring. Do you know what Griffith's backstory was? He was a peasant that wanted to become a noble. That's Griffith's backstory. Right there. I just told you it. And he's the most entertaining character in the fucking show.
story. Also, he impacts a lot of shit within the series and he has huge influence on a lot of characters.
Because he's the main antagonist, you fucking idiot.
As for Casca, she fucking sucks, alright? She's really annoying as a character and all she does is bitch. Like,
now I'm gonna have to hate on this one. I know you agree, but I'm about to hate on it, and I'm about to explain why I hate on it. Casca did shit. To say that Casca didn't do shit is crazy. She killed Adonis.
Definitely fought.
She killed one of the Bakiraka with Guts. And she killed one on her own while Guts killed another one. She led the group that went in to take Griffith back. For the year that Guts was gone, she led the Band of the Hawk. What the fuck are you talking about? Casca's one of the most active people in the fucking story for Golden Age. Are you fucking tripping?
this character is so fucking annoying, bro. I don't give a fuck how sad her backstory is or how sympathetic as a character she is. Like, no, this character fucking blows. As for Zai and the Skull Knight, I fuck with them. As for the God Hands, I fuck with all of them.
The God Hand literally have no story whatsoever.
They really do.
Literally, when Skull Knight shows the God Hand, there's a different God Hand. That's how pointless most of the God Hand actually are. But you think they're cool? Okay.
As for Vargas, and
Yeah, they're paying. The art's good. Yeah, the art's good. The art's always good, for the most part. If you don't like the humorous stuff, you don't like the humorous stuff. But when he's not being humorous, it's always good.
in the Black Swordsman arc, I fuck with both of them. As for the blonde ponytail motherfucker that keep on trying to hook Gus up with Casca, I fuck with him.
But he's not memorable. Apparently, he's not memorable.
Fuck Farnese, and as for that little midget bitch with the magic powers, what's her name? Sharika or some shit like that? She just alright. Overall, the Berserk.
That was funny. The Sharika bit is funny. But you like Sharika over Farnese. That's crazy. Shrike is just like, it's you know, yeah, it's whatever. It's just a pronunciation thing. And I love that pyrophiliac bitch.
I love that crazy that she can burn me. You can take that all types of ways.
You definitely haven't read the fucking manga past. If you're talking about Farnese, you definitely haven't read it past Conviction.
I like her more than
I'm talking about him. I'm saying that like, yeah. Like he's saying that he doesn't like Farnese. Farnese has some of the most character development in the fucking story. Second only to Guts. She goes from being a fucking psychotic pyrophiliac to a caring, like, guardian of Casca and a magic user. She went from being a hot, like, a leadership position in a fucking holy crusade to a witch. What the fuck are you talking about? She's not a bad character. You may not like her, but she's definitely not a bad character. I don't like Shrieking. For real, I don't like Shrike. I think she's annoying. I find Farnese more interesting than Shrike. I think it's crazy that people think she's hollow. I find her super annoying. She does have cool powers, but she feels almost like God compared to the people around her. It's super annoying to me.
Berserk's story is pretty good. It just has a lot of weird shit in it. And I know this is supposed to be a dark fantasy story or whatever the fuck, but that's not an excuse to have all that weird shit in it, all right?
It's not an excuse. It's logic.
Like, I don't want to read a manga where the king is trying to molest his own daughter because he got turned on that Griffith has sex with her and shit like that. Like, I don't want to read shit like that. I don't want to read about a horse trying to fuck a girl, and then after that, the girl tells Gus to fucking split her in half while she's riding his sword naked and shit. Like, it's
Famous for that.
What's the one family line that's famous for incest?
Yeah.
It's the British royal family.
Yeah. Like, did he not ever like pay attention to history?
I really don't think he did. This,
Like, bro, they did that shit, bro. They keep it in the. You ever heard the saying "keep it in the family"? They took that shit to the heart.
that's where it comes from. For real, that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's just a whole bunch of weird shit. Like, I haven't even touched on half the weird shit in Berserk, alright? Like I said, there's a part in the story where there's an underage girl masturbating to a burning body.
And
Like,
it's
this
never
story has
viewed
a lot
as a
of
good
weird-ass shit.
thing.
Boy, you act like you on 13 years old on that hub. Stop the cap.
This is also true. She's in the middle of like puberty. Of course she's horny.
Stop the cap, boy. You know you been on that hub when you was like 12, 13. Hell, maybe 11. Boy, shut your
Shoot, I was
dumb ass up.
7.
Yeah, man. What's wrong with her pleasing herself, bro? You know you see yourself when you was young. Pause if needed. But you know it's true. Fuck. We must tell the truth. You know it's true. Bro, talk about she's 16 playing on this bullshit. Shut up. We are men. We get horny. Come on.
In it. And I don't give a fuck what the fanboys say. You might say that, oh, that's the point of a dark fantasy. Well, guess what? If this is what y'all want,
What do you think the word dark means in dark fantasy? What do you think that word means?
It's dark.
It means grim, motherfucker.
There's no sunlight outside.
in y'all dark fantasy story, then guess what? Y'all niggas are weirdos too. But all weird shit to the side, the Berserk series has great
I'm a weirdo.
and it's aesthetically pleasing to look at. To the point where I damn near want to say that the art carries the damn series, because if we're talking about the characters,
Cap.
Me and you, we almost shook hands. We almost. I'm not gonna say that the story is good. I'm not gonna say the artwork completely carries.
It definitely carries it through its weakest parts.
I really love the artwork, so I see why you say that.
It definitely carries it through its weakest parts.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Like, it carries it through War of the Millennium Falcon War.
But as a whole, no. For real, no.
Like, the art's just the cherry on top, for real.
Yeah, the art is just
It's a
solid.
plus.
It's good as hell.
the story itself,
Some of the top 5 artwork in manga.
I'm not gonna count.
Top 5.
That shit top 3 for me. We can have this conversation later.
like, the shit is kind of shaky. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I think the story is pretty good, but someone can easily make the case to say that the story is average at best. Like, comparing to a series like Naruto Shippuden, where Naruto Shippuden has some of the same elements as Berserk as far as the friendship and betrayal, finding a purpose in life and finding a goal and revengeance. Naruto
Why are you even comparing them two right now? Why are you comparing Naruto with Guts?
I knew you.
Why are you comparing Naruto with Guts?
As soon as I saw this video, I knew you would agree with me. For the most part.
Naruto is way more. Naruto is probably the most lighthearted protagonist in manga history. I ain't gonna lie. He's so lighthearted, bro. Like Guts is a trained killer, bro. He's a trained killer, bro. Why are you comparing?
Shippuden has those same things.
That's
What sets those two series apart from each other is just
And then he's
how
gotta
much
add this
more
little disclaimer saying he's not
consequences
saying
is in the
one's better than the
Berserk
other.
series compared to the Naruto series. And I don't care what anyone says, everyone loves a story with tension. They love to read a story not knowing what's going to happen next, or they love to read a story not being able to predict what's going to happen because of plot armor. And not to say that the Berserk series...
That's what's so good about it. You can't really compare it to nothing.
Yeah, I would. The only things I can compare it to are actual books.
Yeah,
like for real.
Like all bullshit aside, you can't.
You can compare it to like narratives, like other narratives. It reminds me of maybe Beowulf. Guts as a character reminds me of Beowulf a little bit, but like even that, those are like it's nothing. Nothing is really like Berserk. Nothing. You can try.
I'm not like saying number one. You know what I'm saying?
It's just it's not even
nothing. Nothing is.
It's
really
not
like
quality. It's uniqueness. And
nothing's really like it.
Yeah, it's
That's how we have to see it.
yeah, it's really unique.
It doesn't have any plot armor because it most definitely does. I'm just saying that it has more consequences compared to the other series that has the same elements as it, especially if we're talking about Shonen Jump. But at the same time,
the plot armor is a little strong. But to be fair,
it's very strong.
To be fair, Guts has like leather plot armor. Most people have like chainmail plot armor. Because Guts actually is affected by a lot of his shit, especially later on, like with the suit and stuff.
Man. Oh no,
Bro, by the time of Fantasia, bro is 25, looks like he's 50.
Blood has
all those scratches on his body.
Every protagonist got plot armor.
The arm, the eye.
Guts got some strong. Wow, he got some strong plot armor.
He does, but his plot armor doesn't feel as forced as others. I don't think it's cap.
That's kind of cap.
I think that's
kind of cap. I ain't gonna even find that's kind of. But that's just to me, you know. That's kind of cap.
I think that Guts' plot armor is not as strong as some other people's. Think about all the shit that like Naruto is in, and it took literally the end of his series to lose an arm. You know what I'm saying?
But what are you saying?
Like Guts' damage has lasting effects on him throughout the story.
Right.
Most people, they get fucked up and then they get healed and it's never a problem again.
Right.
Guts' stuff has had lasting effects on him, unlike other characters.
Guts has been, I'm not saying like he has been like fully like healed, but he's been like.
Oh, with the elf dust and stuff, 100%, yeah. He's definitely been taken care of, but even with the care, like, the wear on his body is intense. Like, I don't know if you've ever noticed this later on, but you know the scar from the moth bitch is still there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that shit's cool as fuck. Like, Miura was really good about mapping the scars on his body and keeping them there. And so that's one of the reasons why I don't think he has as good a plot armor as others.
Just because he keeps his.
Not because
I'm not shitting on it. Are you saying that just because he keeps his scars and shit, or like
because it keeps so for instance in Fantasia, the Berserk armor is starting to take his vision, and like he can't hold his sword anymore without the armor. So like the stuff is affecting him. He's finding ways around it, but it's still affecting him. I don't think the armor is that strong. I think he's gotten out of some shit. He's still branded to die, and he's still fighting fate every day. It's one of the coolest parts about Guts.
You got some pretty strong plot armor.
It's pretty strong.
It's pretty strong, but that's how most protagonists.
Yeah, Because if the pro tag just died in like a fucking random fight, that shit would be bad.
Yeah.
Like there have been series that have been like that, and that shit was terrible.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm not really completely hating.
Yeah.
It's like every protagonist got strong right up.
Yeah.
Will probably prefer Shonen Jump because it doesn't do a lot of weird shit like Berserk. They probably prefer their stories to be told without all the weird shit happening in the background, which I kind of agree with them on.
How many times do you think he said weird shit in this video?
That's the point of Berserk.
Like, I think he said it at least 200 times.
Yeah, for real. Like that's the point of it though, bro.
And that's how someone can probably come to a conclusion that the Berserk series is average at best, because if you look at all the weird shit that's in Berserk, someone can easily make the case and
Average is crazy.
No, I can't call it average.
I don't think anybody could call Berserk average. I think average might be one of the biggest insults you've given the series.
That is, I'm not gonna lie,
That's for
that
real.
is a super duper.
It is nothing about Berserk is average.
It's not a. I mean, some things are pretty average in Berserk. I would say.
I would
Berserk as a whole, no.
I would say there's some things that are held to a standard, like some of the Dark Age elements are held to a standard.
Call out the enemy.
Average,
Just call it
average,
out.
average.
Just call it out so I can like get an idea of what you think is average. Just story, artwork, fighting, and all that.
I think Black Clover is very average.
Clover.
Yeah, that's a very average. I wouldn't say it's trash. I'd say it's average. I'd say the beginning is pretty bad, but I'd say it's average.
Average. Okay.
Yeah.
So Black Clover is average to you.
Yeah.
So he thinks Berserk.
Now let's not be like him and build a straw man. Let's not do that. let's not do that.
So he thinks that Berserk is
Like show, yeah. He's basically calling it mid, because that's what mid means is average.
no.
That shit ain't mid.
No.
say that they're just doing all that weird shit for shock value, and if you take all the weird shit away from the Berserk story, it's pretty much the same shit as any other anime.
I'm not gonna be the guy to say the story is like super duper mind blowing. I'm not gonna say that. But it's some of the best.
That's me.
It's some of the best story that I've read. Even, you know, it just got good story, bro. It got good story. I ain't gonna lie.
I think that's just so
I'm not,
good.
but that's just me though. That's why I fuck with Dragon Ball Z. I'm not a huge story guy. I'm not a huge story because this Dragon Ball got story. But most average niggas say it don't, but they're fucking bots. You know, fuck all y'all viewers. I'm hating now. Yeah, I play.
I think that's just mind blowing. I think it's so mind blowing. I literally think they should teach it in college, in a world lit class. I literally told my English professor that's taught world lit that he should teach that shit in a world lit class.
See, guys, this is what we call W glaze. This means that W glaze means that it's a good glaze. Like he's not completely
just because
sucking.
just because I say that it's great and that it should be like other people should enjoy it doesn't mean that I'm like that it's overrated. Just because I think that it's great and other people should enjoy it doesn't mean it's overrated. Just because a lot of people think that doesn't mean that it's overrated.
I mean, I can say this though, it's not meant for
It's not meant for everybody. And that's fine. If it's not meant for you, it's okay. And if your entire video was, I just don't think this series is meant for me, none of this would have happened. None of this video would exist. But you had the gall to think that your opinion on this shit was worth anything more than a fucking penny. So, here we are.
The reason why I think it's pretty good is because I like the dynamic between Griffith and Gus's characters.
But you think it's pretty good? That's
play
crazy.
Really well off of each other.
Spit a literal 20-minute video saying how you thought it was overrated, but you think it's good. Okay.
Have this Kobe and Shaq and Biggie and Tupac feeling to them where they used to be cool and shit, but it just took that one emotional loser to ruin everything. And that's the worst part about Gus and Griffith's relationship, is that it feels so fucking forced on how they broke up, right? And I don't mean that in like a...
That shit don't feel forced. That shit don't feel forced. Griffith kept doing what he was doing. He kept pushing the political shit. He kept trying to be a political maneuverer. And so he was trying to get in with Charlotte. So he told her something in confidence that only she would hear it to try and make her feel special. So that she would want him even more. Simple as that. That ain't forced. It's well thought out.
Literal way, right? Like they actually broke up. Like, I'm talking about how the friendship had a fallen apart. It felt so fucking forced because what Griffith said to Princess Charlotte was just so fucking unnecessary, and it just seemed out of character. Not even.
That's part of the fucking point, is that he's probably lying.
Gonna lie, especially when you take into account just how far Griffith is willing to go just to be around Gus or even talk to him. Like, Griffith seeing Gus as a fucking friend. I don't even know why Griffith was even up there trying to talk his shit with that underage girl. Like, I understand you trying to get in good with the king and shit, but remember the motherfuckers that got you there in the first place. Also, the second fight between Gus and Griffith on the hilltop when Gus was about to lead a band of Hawks is easily one of the most iconic moments in anime history. And also, one last thing, can everyone on YouTube please stop saying that Griffith did nothing wrong? Like, Griffith did so much fucked up shit in this series.
This might be the only good take you actually have had in the whole video. Which is crazy.
You had a few for me. You had a few for
For me,
me.
none. But like, this is such an overused meme at this point that calling it out is kind of stupid. People have been literally making this meme since the 90s. Like, shut the fuck up.
Not only did he do the eclipse, not only did he rape an underage girl, not only did he fucking psychologically manipulate and mindfuck Casca, like, he did so much wrong in this series, all because Gus left him. Which it wasn't Gus's fault, it was his fault, because he wasn't being real with himself. So please, can everyone stop saying this stupid shit for the sake of having the video out? But that's pretty much all I
That might be the most hypocritical thing I ever heard said.
have to say about the Berserk series. Like I said, Berserk is pretty good, but it has a lot of weird shit in it. And I know there's gonna be a lot of people that say, oh, Berserk is just too mature for you. You can't handle it. Well, I tell you what, I dare you to go to a Barnes & Noble or a bookstore or a library, any type of bookstore, all right? And I want you to start your own book club. Get 10 random ass people, alright? And I want you to give them all Berserk volumes. Read the first 10 chapters, and after that, I want you to look up and look at them. I guarantee you that all of them will be staring at you, looking at you like you're some type of weirdo, asking you, hey, why the fuck did you give us this weird shit? But that's pretty much all I have to say. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe.
I mean, what you expect?
Like, if you give it to random people who don't enjoy, like, of course, if you just give it to random people, they're gonna think you're weird.
Yeah,
Like, what are you talking about? If you make a book club and you say, hey, it's about Berserk,
only people who know Berserk
are gonna join.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're building too many straw men for your field, bro. I don't think the crows are gonna come around anytime soon, dog. For real. For real. I'm glad this shit is over, JB. That shit was fucking... That was literally the stupidest shit ever. Like... L-take doesn't even begin to describe that.
Mid-take for me. Mid-take. I ain't gonna call it L-take.
I'm gonna say
Mid-take.
L-take. I'm gonna say L-take. I would say that you
me
only...
personally, I'm not too crazy about it. I like it, bro.
I'd say that like 90% of the shit he said in this, even from your perspective, 90% of the shit he said in this was cap.
For me, 85.
85?
85.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even still,
It's still
15% not cap, you need to reread that shit, bro.
He still says some wild shit. I ain't gonna lie.
You said some shit that proved to me that you ain't read that shit, for real.
Like actually read it.
So, thank you all for watching. This shit's probably been like an hour long at this point, because his video is way too long for him to basically keep saying the same stupid shit. That was fucking AIDS. So yeah, see ya. Thank you so very much for watching. This video has been kind of a passion project of mine for the past couple of days. Ever since I saw that video, I knew I had to make something about it because I just thought, God, this is stupid. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment what you thought of the video. Because if you made it this far, you gotta at least like Berserk enough. So if you thought his opinions were pretty ass, or if you even agreed with him, go ahead and put it in the comments. We can discuss there. So yeah, talk to y'all later. Peace.